So my talk is about shaving the yak with AI. And this is about developers who want to, they want good specs, so it's easy to develop, and less conversations. And product owners want features fast, right? So we have an app. You can get this. This link only works for iPhone users. If you are an Android user, the Google store doesn't work for you. So you need to go to ssw.com/rewards and download the APK there. Okay. So this is how I have broken down my talk. I just want to talk about the YakShaver, the yak shaving problem. And then I want to talk about how this product works. And I'll give you a demo. And then I want to talk about turning words from a product owner into a PBI. How many people here do Scrum? 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So, Alvin, is Scrum popular in China? Okay. Okay. And we at SSW, we typically do enterprise applications, but now we're doing AI and we're learning a lot of new stuff. So I want to talk about the things that we learnt building this enterprise application. And then I want to talk about moving from a normal AI application to an agent mode. So this is me. That is my website. That was at a Norwegian party where I was dressed up as a Viking. That was for my general manager's 40th birthday. And I am the chief architect at SSW, and I am also a Microsoft regional director. There's about 2 or 3 in most countries around the world. Okay? And that is where I blog, adamcogan.com. Okay. By the way, I see the subtitle at the top. It's C, not K. Adam Cogan with a C, not a K. And it did it again. All right. This is my first time using translation. I'm learning Chinese on the fly. All right. So here's what happens in most developers' lives. You're in a meeting with some other people and you're talking about something. And while you're talking about a topic, you notice a bug. It's a bug, but it's not anything to do with what you're doing now. Anyone experienced that? Who's experienced that? Okay. So let's just say you see a login problem of another application. So you can skip it and keep going, or you can stop and report it. So these are the 4 ways most people deal with it. The first method, option A, is let's ignore it. And let's keep talking about the real topic we're here to talk about, right? The good thing is the meeting stays on track. The bad thing is a bug gets ignored and somebody else has to find it. If everybody keeps doing this, the bug stays there longer and it impacts more people. Option B, you pin it for later. You might have a piece of paper next to you and you go login bug, right? I often do that. And when I look back at my notes later, if everyone's gone away, I go back and I do it and I report it. Sometimes I have all this writing and I cannot remember what that thing was. And sometimes I struggle to read my own writing because I just cannot remember what that's about. And often I'm reading this a week later and I really have no clue. So the good thing is the meeting mostly stays on track, but your memory fades and details about what the problem have gone, and you don't have a screenshot, etc. But you didn't interrupt the meeting. My problem is I go from one meeting to another meeting to another. So I don't really get time to report this bug anyway, right? So the third way, option C, is what I call half-ass it, okay? Half-ass it, just be kind of semi-good enough. You take a screenshot and I ping it. I say, Tom, can you fix that for me? And I don't know, he might do it, he might not do it. He might not have been listening and he might not do a very good bug report. When it's fixed, I don't even know about it. Maybe if I'm good, I remember to ask Tom later, hey Tom, did you report that bug? It's nice and fast. He gets a screenshot, but I'm not sure. Sometimes I'll say, Tom, did you report the bug? And he goes, oh, sorry, I forgot. And I go, but that was important bug. That was important. Why didn't you do it? Oh, sorry, we were doing other things. So here's option 4, option D. And that is stop. Everybody stop. Let me just take a screenshot. Let me open up an email. Let me paste the screenshot. Let me write, there is a bug here. When you enter a special character like exclamation mark, it doesn't let me do it. And then I will say to other people in the meeting, is this good? And other people will say, oh, mention that you're on a Mac. Okay, I'm on a Mac. And mention that you have this permission. Okay, and after 10 minutes of 5 people, we can continue. But I reported a perfect bug. This is what I do. And developers think I'm awesome. But everybody in the meeting hates me. I don't know what's the best option. I'm thorough and clear. It derails and interrupts the meeting. When you plan to do X, but you get interrupted and do Y, that is called YakShaving. Has anyone heard of the term YakShaving before tonight? No one. Before tonight. All right. So what is YakShaving exactly? Well, about 10 years ago, I was with a guy called Scott Hanselman, and we were talking about YakShaving and how, is this a good way to work or is this a bad way to work? And we were talking about, is it better to see a problem, see another problem, and then when you fixed all those, you go back up and you continue the meeting. He didn't like it. I thought it was good. So watch this.
Al, can you replace that light bulb in the kitchen?
What does it look like I'm doing?
All right. That is YakShaving. Can anyone relate to that feeling? Right. Okay. I want to ask you a question. Okay. I want to know, how do you handle it? Are you A, B, C, or D? Okay. Who is A? Generally in a meeting, ignore the bug. Who's an A? Okay, 1, 2. Okay. Who is a B? Make a little note. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, 18. Who is a half-ass it? Quickly take a screenshot and send it to somebody. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. And who does it exactly like me? Stop, take a screenshot, write an email, interrupt the meeting. What? I'm the only one in China. Okay. So if you chose D, which nobody did, if you chose D, you are the hero of the dev team. But everybody hates meetings with you. And that's the first bug you notice in a meeting, because there's more bugs coming, right? And it doesn't happen just once in a meeting, it happens many times. So what if there was a fifth option? What if there was? YakShaving. So we want to talk about YakShaver, and I want to show you what we did. So let's do a demo, all right? I'm going to do a demo. And the demo is like this. I'm going to go to a website. By the way, this is the website of the mobile app that I just told you about, right? Rewards. Well, let's go to a new website, and I'm going to go to www.northwind365.com. Now, this is a real website, and this is where we show off our software architectures, okay? Such as clean architecture, vertical slice architecture, etc., okay? So I want you to see, but this is what's happened. The guys in the office have just done a new site, and they asked me for feedback. So let's give some feedback, okay? You ready? I'll have a quick look down here. Looks pretty good. Oh, I saw a problem. I saw something I don't particularly like. I don't really like that fat line. It looks ugly. Okay? I could ignore it, or I could quickly report it. So on every machine, on a Mac, you have screen recording software. On a PC, this is a PC, Windows 11, and everybody has a built-in piece of software. It's called the snipping tool. It's pretty shit, but it's okay. It also records software. So I'm going to hit Windows, Shift, R. That is on all your computers. So there it is. See, it's recording. So I'm going to record the screen, which I also include right down to the bottom right, because I always want the time on my bug reports. So there it is. And all you have to do is press start. See, start up the top here, and it will go 3, 2, 1. Okay. On this Northwind 365 site, I think what you've done is a really nice job. I like this. I don't like this features. The red line is too thick. It looks like strike through. Can you make it a bit lower? Thanks. And look at the top, 16 seconds. Okay, so I did that in 16 seconds. And what that does is that saves a video recording and sends it to YakShaver. YakShaver looks at it and listens to it, and then it makes a bug report automatically in whatever system you're using. So a lot of people use Jira, GitHub, Azure DevOps, Monday.com, blah, blah, blah. All right, How many people here use Azure DevOps? Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. How many people here use GitHub? Oh, a lot more. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Yep. And how many people use Monday.com? Not used in China. Okay. Asana? Not used in China. What's the other ones? Jira. How many people use Jira? Okay, 2, 4, 6. Jira comes from Sydney. Comes from Sydney, my hometown. In fact, I've met the guys that created Jira. We've had breakfast a few times. All right. So that's all you have to do. Now, if I report that bug myself, I have to open up GitHub. I have to click New Issue. I then have to, the first thing I have to do is find out which project is it? Which project? So I'm just going to show you very quickly YakShaver. So this is the product, and if you want, you can join the waitlist to try it out. But I want you to just see this. You record it, and it makes the bug report, and it uses AI to do that, right? And there's this whole thing. There is a 6-minute video down here on how to do it, right? But I just want to let you watch a 1-minute thing. So I'm just going to click videos at the top, videos, and it's going to go to YouTube, and then I'm going to go to shorts. See the third tab here, shorts, and then I'm going to watch this. It's just 1 video.
If you're in a Teams meeting with colleagues and you notice a problem, how long does it take you to report it? I bet I can go faster. Check it out. I found a 404 here. So what do? Inside my Teams meeting, I'm going to hit More, Record and Transcribe, Start Recording. I was already sharing my screen, so here I am. I have found a problem on the SSW website. I found a 404 at this URL. That needs to be fixed. It should redirect instead to this URL. Thank you very much. And I stop recording. What does that do? Well, let's check out Teams and have a look. So that has sent me a new work item being created for the SSW website, the redirect consulting AI to consulting/artificial intelligence. Perfect. Let's have a look. Open work item. Here it is. It says, I made it via YakShaver. It CCs all the people who care about our website. It's got a link to the video of that screen share so someone can see me explaining what the problem is and get all the context. It's got a URL to the problem, where it happened, a fully fleshed out user story, so very well explained task. It's got reproduction steps for a bug. It's got screenshots, figures, everything. So this is super quick, super easy. Never walk over a problem again. Get it sorted immediately with YakShaver.
Awesome. Now, every one of those videos ends up going into your OneDrive that you record. And then when you come over here to YakShaver, do you see it's 8:01 here? 8:01 at the bottom right. And at 7:59, it said, I received your video of 13 seconds. And I put it in this project. You know, we have a lot of projects. It found the right project. Okay, it said, done. I created the work item in the right project. You know, sometimes when I send an email with a bug, I look at the subject. I try to get the subject good. I try to put the right project and explain it nicely in the subject. And I put an emoji so people aren't cranky with me, because emojis fix all problems, all right? And see here, it gave a subject, adjust red line thickness. That's what I said. I said the red line was too fat. It hasn't assigned it to anyone. If I had have said, ask Alvin to fix this, it would have put Alvin there. But I didn't ask. But it's mentioned the right people that are in charge of the product, okay? I'm the major stakeholder. Callum is the product owner. Yuli is the old product owner. So it's put all the right people there. So any of these guys can go, no, don't fix that. I like the fat line, right? Now, what I do now is I click this button, open the work item. right? And this is what I do every time. I open it, I check that I'm happy with the title. See this emoji? That means new feature. But if it was a bug, it would put the bug emoji, right? If it was a UX issue, it puts lipstick. So look at it. It says requested by Adam Cogan using YakShaver. It CCs the right people. It says, hi team, watch this video. Watch this video of Adam complaining. And then it says, this is the URL he was at. Here's the pain. This is what AI did. The red line on the Northwind website is currently too thick and resembles a strike-through. Adjust the thickness to make it visually appealing and distinct from a strike-through. Is that good? Is that good? It picked that up from my 13-second video. It's then put acceptance criteria. The red line thickness must be reduced. The red line does not resemble a strike-through. The change is visually appealing and consistent with the website. Done pretty good, hasn't it? And if that was a bug, it would put the reproduction steps, how to reproduce this bug. Now, it's also, remember I started at the top of the page and I scrolled all the way down? It took a screenshot at the right time. Look at this. It took a screenshot just where features is in the middle. Is that amazing? How amazing is AI? And it also put a figure here because I don't like people ever putting an image without a figure. Is that right, Sylvia? Yeah, it drives everyone crazy. But don't put a picture in an email without putting a figure on it. So I know why you put it there. Figure, red line appears too thick, resembling strike-through. See? Because some people you have an email with a whole lot of text and an image, they don't read it. They look at the picture and then they'll read the figure. So it's important. Now, you know what I do? I checked it very quickly. By the way, I usually don't read all this. I just read that title, see the video is there, and I just look at the image and I do this. I go, good, I'm happy with it. And hopefully everybody else will give it a thumbs up that they liked it and it will get fixed quickly. All right. So one other thing I want to tell you. This is in Teams, but you don't have to use Teams for this. You can just use just YakShaver website, but I like it in Teams because I'm always in Teams, right? But you know when, like we have introduced many products in our company. We're just a small company. There's 100 people, and sometimes you ask everybody to use a new tool, and only 3 people really start using it. Most people try it and then they ignore it. But this one, once people have tried it, they don't really stop using it because this is much easier to report a bug. And the bug report is better than handcrafting it manually. Now, let me just show you one. See down here, there's a view prompts. One of those things is a leaderboard. Ooh. So I've just hit leaderboard, and this will show you who in our company has done a YakShave in the last 30 days. So this is real data. It says YakShaver leaderboard. Here are the top 30. In the last 30 days, there's been 429 shaves. Every time someone reports a bug, we call it a shave, a YakShave. So that's 214 hours or $21,000 saved. And we've got a link here. How does YakShaver report how we save time? Because it does take a lot of time, and people have studied how long it takes to report a bug. I'm curious, does anyone know how long it takes to report a bug in general? Because people have studied this. How long? Think of a bug or a feature that you've had to sit down with another guy to try to work out and report the bug. How long? 15 minutes. 15 minutes is the lowest end, and the upper end is 3 hours. So it does depend. Like sometimes you can have You can have, I'm sometimes in a room with 4 or 5 people, and we're trying to work this out for more than an hour. That's 4 hours, right? If you add up everyone's time. Anyway, so if you look at this, Jeffrey, in the last 30 days, has done 54 shaves. Jill has done 38. Michaela, she's a designer. She's done 32. Yuli is a product owner. He's done 32. So isn't this amazing? It's not just developers using this. Lewis, he's a developer. Stephen Q, developer. Tiago, designer. Matt Wicks, developer. Toby, developer. Hark, there's me. Okay, so this is a lot of people using it all the time. So it's really quite friendly. Now, can I ask, how many people think that is a cool product? Can I get a selfie? I'm going to get a selfie. Why not? Now I have a selfie of China. Okay. How many people think it's a cool product? Okay, awesome. Now, I want to tell you, how many people want to know how you do it? How many people want to know the gory details, the AI part? Can I just see a full show of hands? So that's 3/4 of the room. All right, I will show you how it's done, okay? So we record it, okay? And then we drop it into OneDrive. You could drop it wherever you want. And then we get the file, which is a video file, and we convert it to an MP3, just audio. Because then we want to send it off to Whisper. Whisper is OpenAI's speech to text, right? Because we could send the whole video, but it's too fat. Just the MP3 is much smaller. And then we do the next part. Now we've got the script. We've got the transcript of the spoken conversation. My 13 seconds of talking is now in text. And then what we do is we see, just one sec. Then we do this part. So we send it some extra information. We send it all the users of our company, the 100 people, we send it to, we put it with the transcript. We also send a list of all the projects that we have in our company. So we have probably about 20 projects. So we send that, like we have YakShaver is one, Time Pro, Sugar Learning, we have Dynamics, we have an intranet, we have a website, we have all these projects, right? We send that. And then we also, in that list of projects, it has the link to the backlog of each one. Sometimes it's in Azure DevOps. Sometimes it's in GitHub. Sometimes it's in Zendesk. And now we have a new one in Monday.com. So, so it has all that. Then then what we do is we check how confident it is which backlog it's in, right? Which backlog? Because I could have said it's in Northwind 365 and it should be like Time Pro and I like the leaderboard of Sugar Learning and now it's all confused. Which project are you talking about? You keep talking about multiple ones. So it'd say, if the confidence is low, it would then pop up in Teams. Which project? And then if I said, well, I want Tom to fix this. If we have 2 Toms in our company, it will then say, which Tom? This one or this one? So we get rid of the ambiguity so it knows what it's doing. But most of the time, it's above 70%. And then we jump into, you know how you saw the structure? It had a heading that said the pain, and then it had a heading that said acceptance criteria, and then it had a figure with an image, and if it was a bug, it would have how to reproduce the bug. That comes from the template of the work items. So GitHub have templates. we feed those templates in, and then we give it the screenshot in URL. And then that's done. That's really what it does. So that's the end result in Teams. And you open that and you see it there, and it's awesome. So one of the most interesting things about this is people will use an AI product that you develop in a different manner than what you thought. So what we did is we thought everybody reported a bug the same way I did. So I explain a problem and what I want to do. But sometimes people start doing it and they go, hey, this is a problem. This should be fixed. And this other one, can you email this person about this? And there's also this other problem down here, and Young should fix that too. And now you're talking about 3 different things in 3 different backlogs. So because we developed this as a workflow, it does one. So what we are doing now is we're changing it into agent mode. So you go through and you work out the first part, and it will generate a bug. And then it sees, oh, you're talking about sending an email now. So we'll go back around. It's now got more context and more intelligence. It then goes through it again, and now it will send an email. And then it says, am I finished? And it will go back around and then go, oh, you're talking about a new thing for Young. And it will then do another action. And that's agent mode. All right. So I think that's the main part of it. There's a lot more to talk about because we had about 6 people on this for more than a year, right? But we developed the majority of this product in the first day, if you can believe that. The first day with an AI tool, you get a lot done. But to get from 90% to 95% takes 6 months. To get from 95 to 98 takes another 6 months. There's a lot of work. Like an AI product is quick to get up and running, but a lot of work to get quite resilient and strong. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you for listening to me. I'm very grateful. If you want to ask any more questions after, you can. All right. Thank you.